Right, and who is young Harry down there?
I'm here in my capacity as the chairman of the working party, setting up an emergency response team for the Eastern Peninsula. That's the Akaroa harbour settlements and the outer bays, all the stuff that happens after Hilltop. So we're working to strengthen community resilience against natural disasters, planning, training, organising resources, all that good stuff. As I'm sure you appreciate, our area is fairly vulnerable in the case of a natural disaster. Fire, flood, snow, you name it. Maybe we get a few of them all at once. We could have a ship mishap in the harbour. The eastern part of the peninsula has a single road, State Highway 75. That road's been repeatedly closed in the past due to flooding, snow and slips. That's going to happen in the future. It gets closed due to roadworks too, of course. The electricity supply to the Eastern Peninsula is via a single high voltage line. That's also proved vulnerable. Many of our smaller communities are in the bays where they only have one access road and one power line going in. The terrain's challenging, steep, prone to slips. I actually live in Hickory Bay. We've had the power cuts more than 20 times in the last 12 months. In December 2021, there was a weather event that was highly damaging. It took weeks to get even temporary road access into some areas. Lessons were learnt, we hope. Things have improved a bit since then, but we're not expecting CDEM to come charging over the hill when disaster strikes. They will probably be busy elsewhere. So our communities need to have their own plans in place, and that's what we're working on. And we need to be able to access the right resources in order to initiate an emergency response. So we're focusing on early activation of the system, public engagement, better communications, community preparedness, better maps, having the right resources on hand, and training and exercises to make it all meaningful. We've been working with CDEM, the police, and Fire and Emergency New Zealand. We've developed emergency plans that will be distributed into the community. Firstly, an information leaflet for visitors, because quite often they outnumber the locals by 3 or 4 to 1. We've also developed a comprehensive 37-page community response plan for the Akaroa and Anuku area. This plan will be distributed to all permanent residents. We're having a public meeting in the Gaiety on the 24th of May to launch all this. That's if the stuff gets printed, and we'll come to that. At the higher level, we now have an emergency management team operations guide, which details how we're going to organise and operate a community emergency hub. That will be based in the Gaiety, our local hall. Availability of local resources that can be rapidly deployed to achieve proper emergency response. That's the key to it in the area where we live. We need adequate investment in local resources and organisations. So that's the crucial step towards safeguarding the future for our communities. We're talking about communication systems, emergency generators, insulated containers for food management, and general supplies. Buildings need to have 3-phase generator changeover switches installed to enable them to be generator ready. I'm pretty sure you've been given a budget that's been distributed with a bottom line figure of $225,000 over the next 2 years or so. Obviously there's questions arising, who's going to look after it, and where things are going to be stored. We're working on all that. We see the line item in the annual plan for $1.95 million over the next 2 years with the heading Emergency Management and Community Resilience. We would like to know that our allocation is somewhere inside that number because it's not clear to us. And if it's not in that number, we would like to know how we can get some urgent focus on this. So it's really quite simple. If we have the resources, we can do the job. And we look forward to your support on this. And just going back to the subject of printing the documentation that we need to print for the public meeting, we've been going around in circles on this. The last email I saw, which was only yesterday, said, those making a decision need more information about X, Y, and Z. I mean, who are these people making a decision? I mean, we would like to have a talk to them. And that's what I've got to have on that subject. Thank you.
Okay. But you've got another 10 minutes. You know that, don't you?
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
I've got another subject as well.
Yes, yeah, right. Yeah, that's right. Tyrone, please.
Thanks, Harry. Just on the so we had the fire chief for Banks Peninsula in here the other day, and just talking about the provision of ponds for fire resilience. And did you have any views on that from an Akaroa perspective?
It would be highly desirable. It's not part of what our group is looking at,
Right.
but it would be highly desirable.
Okay. So supportive in general. Yep.
Yes.
No, cool. All right. Thank you.
Okay. Sarah?
So just to clarify, you're struggling to get council support for community emergency preparedness, just printing of material for people.
Well, that's the situation at the moment, yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, well, there's various peoples and you get referred from one to the other and so forth, and somebody else has to make a decision, and it's all very opaque how it all works.
Yeah, so currently the advice we've got is that, people should just apply to the community board. My view is that there should be some central funding for civil defence stuff, but how would you see that? It's just like a pot of money for that community preparedness, just the basic printing to get info to people.
I would have thought a central fund would have done that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yanni, please.
Just to be, the boards have funding that they can make available. Our board does it all the time with a day's turnaround, light bulb fund.
We don't have any funding left.
So, but can I just check? Where does civil defence fit into this? I couldn't quite understand. Is this
They keep changing the name. It used to be called Civil Defence.
CDEM, sorry, or whatever it's called. now.
CDEM, Civil Defence
CDEM.
Division.
Yeah. So
Well-
just trying to understand, like, because I love the concept that you're presenting us. This was kind of one of the key findings of the earthquake response. This was the way forward. What support have you had from CDEM? And is there a thing that we need to look at in regards to that as well?
We've talked to them numerous times, and they have come and helped and discussed matters with us, and they have reviewed our documentation and agreed that that's all fine and in line with their standards and so forth. But they said they haven't got any money and they're not going to provide any practical on-the-ground assistance. They're there in the background. Our group would liaise directly with them in the event of a major incident, but they are sort of more here and we're over there actually doing it.
Okay. Oh, good. Thank you. Would you like to fire into the next one, please, Harry?
So somebody will send me an email and tell me who I should talk to about the money, right?